Amid the endless flow of the past, present, and future, have you ever felt like life is slipping through your fingers, as if you're rushing from one task to the next, from one achievement to another, yet somehow it all feels empty? When reflecting on a daily habit of mine, scrolling through my phone, watching a short video online, completing a transaction, there comes a question that's not easy to answer, even somewhat haunting. Is this all that we call life? Is this how a moment or a slice of memory slips away from the limited time frame of our brief existence? In this video, let's explore a Japanese mindset that could completely change the way you experience life. It's called Ichigo Ichie, which roughly translates to one time, one meeting. The core of this philosophy teaches us that every moment we live is unique, fleeting, and unrepeatable. Now try to imagine this. A cup of tea you enjoy, a meaningful meeting and conversation with a close friend, the moment of dawn or sunset you witness during the day. All of these happen for the first and last time. The question is, will you take them for granted, or will you see them as a first and unique moment that you get to experience? If this is your first time visiting our channel, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can stay updated with our latest videos on spiritual topics, inner awakening, and philosophical insights. Try to think about this. Does it sound familiar? You're sitting with someone you care about, but instead of truly being present, you're distracted, scrolling through your phone or thinking about the next task on your to-do list. You eat meals without savoring the flavors, walk through stunning places without really noticing their beauty, and have conversations without really listening. We go through life as if it's infinite, assuming we'll always have endless chances to relive these moments, to experience the same thing again. But the truth is, we won't. Time keeps moving forward, and moments once gone are gone forever. This is where the concept of Ichigo Ichie comes in. It's a Japanese mindset that reminds us to treat every moment as if it's the only one we'll ever have. Because in essence, it is. The idea is about being fully present in whatever we're doing, whether it's spending time with others, enjoying a meal, or simply appreciating the world around us. It's about being truly alive, fully engaged with the beauty of the present moment, and aware of its fleeting nature. But let's be honest, living this way isn't easy. In the modern world, we're constantly being pulled away from the present moment. Notifications ping, deadlines loom, and distractions are endless. We're conditioned to focus on the future, on our goals, our problems, and our plans. Or we get stuck in the past, replaying old mistakes or regrets. In doing so, we miss out on the one thing that's real, the here and now. So, when was the last time you really lived in the present? When did you last feel fully alive, fully connected, and completely immersed in the moment you are experiencing? Think about it for a second. We often spend our days in a blur, moving from task to task, chasing after the next thing, without ever truly feeling or appreciating the moments unfolding in front of us. But here's something profound. Ichigo Ichie doesn't just make life more beautiful, it makes it more meaningful. When you embrace this mindset, you begin to realize that even the smallest moments hold immense value. A casual conversation with a stranger, the gentle sound of rain tapping against your window, the way sunlight filters through the leaves of a tree, these aren't just random, inconsequential events. They are once-in-a-lifetime experiences, moments that can never be replicated. Yet, there's a paradox here. The more we try to cling to these moments, the more they slip away. Ichigo Ichie is not about desperately holding on to the present. It's about appreciating it as it flows. It's about letting go of the need to control time and instead surrendering to life's natural rhythm. And at the heart of this philosophy is a fundamental truth: impermanence. Life is constantly changing, and that's what makes each moment so precious. In Japanese culture, impermanence isn't something to fear. It's something to embrace. The cherry blossoms that bloom for only a few weeks each year aren't less beautiful because they're fleeting. They're more beautiful because they're fleeting. Their impermanence makes us treasure them. What if we saw our own lives that way? What if, instead of fearing the passage of time, we saw it as a gift? What if, instead of rushing through life, we slowed down and appreciated the moments we have, no matter how small or ordinary they seem? In the next part, we'll explore why we resist living in the present, how our obsession with control and permanence pulls us out of the moment, and how Ichigo Ichie offers a profound antidote to the anxiety and dissatisfaction of modern life. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on a simple but uncomfortable question. Why do we resist living in the present? If the present moment is all we truly have, why do we so often find ourselves trying to escape it, distracting ourselves, or numbing it with constant noise? The answer is rooted in a deep, nearly universal fear, the fear of uncertainty. The present moment is unpredictable. It cannot be controlled, planned, or shaped to meet our expectation. We feel safer in the past because it's already happened. We feel safer in the future because it's something we can imagine, something we believe we can prepare for. But the present is raw, unfiltered, and completely uncertain. Here's the paradox. By avoiding the present, we're chasing an illusion of control. Think about how much of your energy is spent trying to plan outcomes, avoid discomfort, or control what happens next. How often do you replay the past in your mind, trying to rewrite it, or project yourself into a future where everything falls perfectly into place? But here's the truth we don't want to face. Control is an illusion. No matter how much we plan or prepare, life will always surprise us. Things will happen that we didn't anticipate, people will change, circumstances will shift, and the more we try to cling to control, the harder it becomes to truly live. This brings us back to Ichigo Ichie, a philosophy that teaches us not only to appreciate the present, but to let go of control. It reminds us that life isn't a puzzle we need to solve or a race we need to win. Life is an experience to be lived, one moment at a time. But letting go of control is terrifying, isn't it? It means surrendering to the unknown. It means accepting that the present moment might not always feel pleasant, that it might come with discomfort, sadness, or uncertainty. And as humans, we are wired to avoid pain. We distract ourselves with work, entertainment, or endless scrolling because we fear sitting with the rawness of the moment. So, here's the question. What would happen if you stopped running from the present? What if you allowed yourself to fully experience the moment, even if it's uncomfortable? Here's the beauty of Ichigo Ichie. It teaches us that even the moments we fear or resist are part of the human experience. That awkward conversation, that rainy day, that moment of doubt, these are as unique and unrepeatable as the moments of joy. And when we embrace them, we discover freedom. But embracing the present also means accepting its impermanence. This is where many of us struggle. We want to hold on to the good moments forever and push the painful ones away. But life doesn't work that way. The cherry blossoms fall, the seasons change, people come and go. In our desperate attempt to cling to what's passing, we miss the beauty found in impermanence. Ichigo Ichie teaches us that impermanence isn't something to resist, it's something to celebrate. Every moment, no matter how fleeting, is a gift. And when we stop trying to control time, we open ourselves to the richness of life. This lesson forces us to reconsider our relationship with time. Time is a force we cannot stop or control, but we do have the ability to choose how we experience it. When we stop rushing through life, constantly chasing what's next, we begin to form a deeper connection with the present. We start appreciating the fleeting beauty of each moment, whether it's a simple smile from a loved one, the sound of rain on a quiet afternoon, or the peaceful stillness of simply being alive. In the face of impermanence, we find an invitation to live more fully, to embrace the joy of what is without clinging to it. So, what would it mean if we stopped resisting the present? It would mean embracing uncertainty, relinquishing our need for control, and finding beauty in the fleeting moments. It would mean understanding that life isn't about perfection, but about experience. Ichigo Ichie teaches us that every moment is a once-in-a-lifetime encounter, a moment that will never come again. When we learn to live fully in the present, we no longer fear time slipping away. Instead, we celebrate it. In doing so, we open ourselves to the freedom and depth of life, without the constant urge to escape or control what's happening around us. By now, we've explored the essence of Ichigo Ichie, the art of appreciating the fleeting beauty of every moment and letting go of the need to control time. But knowing this isn't enough. philosophy only transforms us when we live it. So how do we take this beautiful concept out of the abstract and into our messy, fast-paced everyday lives? How do we make Ichigo Ichie a practice and not just an idea? It starts with awareness. Most of us move through life on autopilot. We wake up, check our phones, rush through breakfast, and dive into the day without ever stopping to notice what's happening around us. Days blur into weeks, and weeks blur into years, until we look back and wonder where the time went. But Ichigo Ichie asks us to wake up, to break free from this trance, and truly see the moments we're living. Here's a simple practice. The next time you're doing something ordinary, drinking your morning coffee, walking outside, or talking to a friend, pause. Take a deep breath. Notice the details. What does the coffee smell like? How does the sunlight feel on your skin? What emotions are present in the conversation you're having? These moments might seem small, but when you fully experience them, they become extraordinary. It starts with awareness. Most of us move through life on autopilot. We wake up, check our phones, rush through breakfast, and dive into the day without ever stopping to notice what's happening around us. Days blur into weeks, and weeks blur into years, until we look back and wonder where the time went. But Ichigo Ichie asks us to wake up, to break free from this trance, and truly see the moments we're living. Here's a simple practice. The next time you're doing something ordinary, drinking your morning coffee, walking outside, or talking to a friend, pause. Take a deep breath. Notice the details. What does the coffee smell like? How does the sunlight feel on your skin? What emotions are present in the conversation you're having? These moments might seem small, but when you fully experience them, they become extraordinary. Let me ask you this. How many moments in your life have you truly lived? Not rushed through, not distracted from, but fully immersed yourself in? What would your life look like if you were present for more of it? Another way to embrace Ichigo Ichie is to treat every interaction as if it's your last. This isn't meant to be morbid. It's meant to wake you up to the preciousness of time. Imagine you're spending time with someone you love. What if you knew you'd never see them again? How would you treat that moment? What would you say? What would you feel? The truth is, we never know when our last meeting with someone will be. Life is unpredictable, and every goodbye could be the final one. But instead of fearing this, Ichigo Ichie asks us to use it as motivation to be fully present, to listen deeply, to express gratitude, to savor the time we have with the people we care about. Here's another practical exercise. At the end of each day, reflect on one moment that stood out to you. It doesn't have to be something big. Maybe it was the way the wind rustled the leaves, or the way someone smiled at you. Write it down. This practice trains your mind to notice beauty in the everyday and to appreciate the moments you might otherwise overlook. But living Ichigo Ichie isn't just about appreciating the good, it's also about being present with the difficult. When we're experiencing pain, it's tempting to numb ourselves or fast forward through the discomfort. But Ichigo Ichie teaches us that even the hard moments are part of the human experience. They too are fleeting and unrepeatable. So the next time you're feeling sad, anxious, or frustrated, instead of running from those emotions, pause. Notice them. Allow yourself to feel them fully without judgment. Ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? What can I learn from this experience? You might find that even in pain, there's a kind of beauty, a reminder of your capacity to feel, to grow, to be alive. Living Ichigo Ichie also means letting go of multitasking. When we try to do too many things at once, we dilute the richness of the moment. Instead of fully enjoying your meal, you're scrolling through Instagram. Instead of being present in a conversation, you're thinking about your to-do list. But when you focus on one thing at a time, you give yourself the gift of presence. Here's a challenge. Pick one activity each day to do mindfully. It could be eating, walking, or even washing the dishes. As you do it, slow down. Notice the sensations, the textures, the sounds. Treat it as if it's the only thing that matters in that moment, because in a way, it is. Let's conclude this journey by reflecting on a profound truth. Everything in life is impermanent. Although this concept might initially evoke feelings of discomfort or even fear, it is, in fact, the very essence of freedom, joy, and meaning. The philosophy of Ichigo Ichie is not just about appreciating the present moment, but about fully understanding and embracing the fleeting nature of life. It is this transience that makes life so beautiful. Consider this. If every moment lasted forever, would we still treasure it? If the seasons never changed, would we still marvel at the vibrant colors of the first bloom in spring or the golden hues of autumn's leaves? It's precisely because things are temporary, fragile, and ever-changing that they hold value. The beauty of a sunset, a blooming flower, or even a brief conversation is tied to the fact that these moments are unrepeatable. If everything remained the same, would we appreciate it as deeply? Likely not. As human beings, however, we often resist the notion of impermanence. We cling to what feels familiar, to what gives us comfort. We hold on to the past, wishing we could change it or relive it, while simultaneously chasing a future that we believe holds the key to our happiness. But in doing so, we miss the only thing that truly exists, the present moment. Let me ask you to reflect on this. What would it feel like to fully accept that nothing lasts forever? Not in a fearful or sorrowful way, but in a liberating and empowering way. What if, instead of clinging to what is passing by, you allowed yourself to let go and embrace the natural flow of life? This is where the deeper wisdom of Ichigo Ichie comes in. It teaches us to make peace with the impermanence of life. By accepting that every moment is unique and unrepeatable, we stop taking life for granted. We stop rushing through each day as if we have endless tomorrows. Instead, we begin to show up fully for each moment, exactly as it is, right here and right now. But embracing impermanence doesn't mean we should live in fear of losing what we love. On the contrary, Ichigo Ichie invites us to love even more deeply. When you know that a moment, a person, or an experience won't last forever, you cherish it all the more. You savor the laughter of a friend, the warmth of a hug, the gentle sound of rain tapping on your window. You stop holding back your gratitude, your affection, your appreciation, because you understand that this moment, this person, this experience may never come again. You begin to realize that life's impermanence is not something to fear, but something to celebrate. Each moment becomes a precious gift to be fully lived, without reservation. Let's pause for a powerful question. If today were your last day, how would you live it? Who would you spend it with? What would you say to those around you? What would you notice that you typically overlook in your daily rush? Now let me ask you another question. What is stopping you from living this way every single day? Why wait for the big moments, vacations, promotions, celebrations, to feel alive when life's beauty is hidden in the small, ordinary moments? The truth is that we often wait for grand events to make us feel fulfilled or alive. We wait for those momentous milestones, the vacations, the job promotions, the celebrations. But life isn't built on big moments alone. It is made up of countless small, everyday moments. The way sunlight dances on your desk in the morning, the sound of a loved one's voice as they speak to you, the joy of taking a deep breath and simply being alive. Ichigo Ichie reminds us that we don't need extraordinary circumstances to feel joy or to find beauty in life. We just need to pay attention. The beauty we seek is already here, woven into the fabric of our everyday experiences. But Ichigo Ichie offers us even more than just an appreciation of life's fleeting nature. It also helps us let go of regret. So often we carry the weight of our past mistakes, replaying them in our minds, wishing we could change things, undo actions, or rewrite our story. We allow regret to drain our energy and rob us of the joy in the present moment. But when we embrace impermanence, we come to understand that the past is gone. It's unchangeable, just like the present will soon become the past. Regret only steals from us the opportunity to live fully in the here and now. What about the future? So much of our anxiety stems from the desire to control what is yet to come. We try to plan and predict every step, fearing uncertainty. But Ichigo Ichie teaches us that the future is as uncertain as the past is unchangeable. The only thing we can control is how we choose to show up in this present moment. By letting go of our obsession with the past and the future, we free ourselves to experience life as it is, to accept its inherent uncertainty, and to celebrate the unknown rather than fear it. This brings us to a powerful challenge. Can you let go of both the past and the future and fully trust the present? Can you embrace life's unpredictability, not as something to resist, but as something to celebrate? The moment we stop trying to control every outcome, something extraordinary happens. We stop fighting life's flow and instead begin to move with it. We stop waiting for happiness to arrive in the distant future, and we start finding it in the moments we already have. We stop searching for meaning and begin creating it in the way we choose to live each day. This is the freedom that comes with embracing impermanence. It's not about giving up on our desires or ambitions. It's about waking up to the miracle of existence itself. It's about recognizing that life doesn't need to be perfect to be beautiful. That even in its messiness, its unpredictability, and its fleeting nature, life is enough. The essence of Ichigo Ichie is not just a mindset. It's a way of life. It's a way of being that reminds us to pause, to notice, to appreciate, and to savor the present. It encourages us to find the extraordinary in the ordinary and to fall in love with life all over again, one unrepeatable moment at a time. Life is not about waiting for perfection. It's about accepting what is and finding joy in the process. So thank you for sharing this moment with me. Now, go live your Ichigo Ichie. Embrace the present. Cherish each fleeting moment that life has to offer. Thank you for watching. If you learned something from this video, please subscribe to the Top Hidden Knowledge channel for more content on wisdom, spirituality, and personal growth. Or if you have time, check out other videos on this channel. Until next time.